I'll just show you up and down, and this is what mappings for key figures. In the rule details, you see mapping of the units. For the amount like fields, you see the mapping of zero currency inside the rule details. So this was possible because while creating data source, we have explicitly even in the while creating data source, for all the currency fields, if you define them as currency fields, it will ask you for currency column or unit column. If it is quantity data, it will ask you for the units. So what I've done is, I've explicitly built up a 2 columns unit and currency, with unit and currency, with what is data pair, units and what, CUKY, currency key. Then I'm associating that currency with all these amounts, and I'm associating unit with this quantities. So I think it is recorded now. Okay. So that's it. Now next is what? And one more thing is, what are the 2 columns you are filling into this in unit and currency? Because the source doesn't give any value. These two are blank, because these are the 2 columns what I maintain manually in my data source. So in the start routine, I am taking the responsibility of filling those 2 columns. For all, it's like filling. I am just filling all the records with constant as INR and all the records constant with EA. It is as good as formulating 2 columns in the file, one with INR, one with EA. No columns, file lo 2 columns bitte, so anni INR bitte, oti anni EA bitte, atle vastadi. Because I didn't want to modify file. In real time, we will not touch the file. Okay. So next would be what? Just create your info package. And start. Error. What is error? Access to the file denied. Means I have kept the open file. So when you failure, you should have a bad request in the data source. So please delete this. So let's not have the bad request. I'm deleting that request. Let's run this. So with this, again the data will come to my data source, and from there we run the DDP. It's pretty much same. Only thing is, I think you might have felt tough in the data source of referencing the data types, because when you say propose, it is proposing the key figure as integer. But for me, we have different data types in SAP where when you have a key figure of type amount, the data type would be CURR. So for all the amounts types, I'm just change the data type to what? CURR. When I say CURR as amount, it expects me to specify a column which will give currency for it. CU currency value, it asks me which column will give me currency for it. Then what I've done, a column for defining currency, I must have another column with data type as CUKY. So then what I've done, I just manually maintain 2 other columns. One is currency with data type as CUKY to link up to my all the amount key figures. Then I manually made it one more key column called unit with data type as units, and then map to that quantity key figures. So that now in the data source also, all my key figures of type amount has got referencing to currency field, and all the key figures of type quantity has got referencing unit column. But these 2 columns what I have got in data source doesn't have columns in Excel, because Excel doesn't have those 2 columns. So in the transformations, before the mapping is done, I am taking care of filling those 2 columns. No Excel like 2 columns petna saripedi. Nik simple ga ayipedi. File మనం ముట్టుకోలేం కాబట్టి in the start routine what I am doing, the incoming data source doesn't have those, has got those 2 columns blank. I am filling those 2 columns initially for all records as INR and for all unit values as EA. So when I map my key figure to the target, in the key figure mapping you will have mapping of the key figure and also mapping of unit characteristic associated with that also. So since I've got in the source side, I've got a field referencing to currency column. When I map in, key figure will go to key figure, the referencing currency will go to currency object of that key figure. Clear? So it is brought in 2,09,800 records. Where? To what? To the data source. Yeah. What would I do now? I'll create DTP. Execute. but here it is bit fast because I'm alone working on a server with 32 GB RAM. Okay, but in the real time it may not be so fast. Okay. When it's slow, you can understand. See, it has processed 2 packets now. But again, next it will start up 3. It will start up 3, 3, 2, 2, whatever it is. Depend why? Because in the DTP, I would have set up a property extraction. Sorry, go to settings or batch manager. There's something like number of process, or is 3 in parallel. We'll see all these properties later, but not save. And it's better when you have huge volume. It does make sense to understand those. At any time, you see now why only 3 packets are processed. I said 3 packets in parallel. You can observe this only when there is huge volume. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand. Fast element.
So maximum how many?
You can set, but as a practice, they set it to 3. Normal when the clients used to raise me an issue saying this DTP is slow, I used to increase it and save it without telling them for that time being. Yeah. Because why? If I say generally what happens in the system, say let's say I have got main memory of my server, right? Some part of the main memory is allocated for cache. Now remaining main memory, what they split that as 256 MB RAM and then they allocate as one work process. And a work process is that part of a server or which actually performs your activity. Now if I go to SM51, I have one server instance. Okay, only one server. I don't have dialog in, only one server. If I go inside the server, I have got only 15 work processes. These are the work process which actually does your job, does all the background. Now within this you got different type. Type DIA is dialog. You see something called BTC. BTC is background work process. How many do you have as background? Only 3. This system is only 3. Okay? But if you look at real-time system, you will have hundreds of them. So there it does make sense to schedule 8 or 6 or something at parallel. But now I got only 3 work process. Even if you say 6, it will run 3 because there is no work process free for you to run that. So it will only go 3 by 3. But in the real time, even if there are hundreds, but you will not be running one load, right? There will be a lot of loads running in. Let's say if I run 10 DTPs with 3 parallel process, then it needs 30 processes to process them. If you consume 8 work processes for only one DTP, there might be other DTP which is kept on hold like that until the resources are released, right? So they say person who is worried about this DTP would set 9 or 10, no matter. But the person who is worried about the platform level, at the BI server level, he would say no, don't go beyond that. So done, all the packets have been loaded, bus. Done, bus. So now my cube is loaded. So once the data is loaded, I can see the data in the cube normally as you view a file or master data bus. Right click, say what? Display data here, I can say. Selection for output. Do you want to see all the characteristics? I'll say what? Yes, I want to see all the characteristics. See, along with characteristics, it also gives you SID numbers. I don't want the SIDs. Already all the keywords are selected, so I want all characteristics, all keywords done. And now if you just go down, if I run the out execute, it only shows me 200 records. For now, fine. 2 lakh just change just 2 lakh. I'm okay to see 200 records. I'm fine. Okay. So sales order number. Now it's not in the same sequence how the file was loaded. Can you still? It's only view. It's on the grid. Okay. So you got product key, sales order number, due date, ship date, customer key, geography, and then what is sales channel ID, sales order item, change run ID record. What is these ones? See, like customer request ID is also characteristic in the queue. Okay. If you go, then you got cal day, cal month, cal quarter, week, year, half year is all filled. These are all filled with what? The date. You do 8/8/2004. That's why month is 2004-08, and that's why the week quarter is third quarter. So week is 32 week, year is 2004, half year. Based on the order rate, it has determined all those automatically. And then look at who did this currency and unit. Nenante system has done the executed the start route and filled those values with constants as INR and EA, and these all are your key figures. So this is how you can see. But is it storing the same way in the backend? Backend data ఇలాగ ఉంటుందా? No, it will have the F table and those dimension tables. Let's observe that and try to understand the data from there. Yeah. So where do I see those tables? No, currency was something I ended 100 and 200. So I never mapped that at all. Then I could have used that same. I don't have right routine.
For unit we have to do. You have to create one.
Hello? 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 వస్తున్నారా? హలో సూర్య, తెలుసు కదా నీకు. ఈ కుక్కట్పల్లి కుక్కట్పల్లి కళ్యాణ్ జ్యువెలర్స్ అనుకుంటావా? ఇప్పుడు కుక్కట్పల్లి ఎస్ఆర్ నగర్ ఉంది కదా, అట్లా పోకుండా అట్లా ముందుకు రావాలి, అట్లా పైకి రావాల. ఆ కళ్యాణ్ జ్యువెలర్స్ గోల్డ్ షాప్ ఉంటుంది. అవునవును, గోల్డ్ షాప్ ఉంది. ఉంది. నీకు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయితే నాకు ఫోన్ చేయ, వస్తాడు. డాక్టర్ చూపించుకున్నారా? కాదు, డాక్టర్ హాస్పిటల్కి పోలేదా? సరే సరే. Yeah, what was it? You asked me something. Yeah. See, now this is my F table, fact table, okay. And I'll say what? I want to see or I can go to contents directly here. Select the table, contents. So your fact table will have what? The dimension keys and key views. So I'm going here. I can see it's all numbers in it. But when you see the keyboard, it does convert this and show you, but that is not how it is stored internally. Now can we try understanding one record? Can we see how do you manage to understand this? Yeah. So schema tells kada boss. Let's see. Now this is the record boss. Now can you tell me, can you formulate this record back? Yeah. Now what is the first one? It says P. What does P indicates? What? AP where, EP where. When you see key and ending with P is what? This is a dimension key linking to what? Data packet dimension. Okay. And when you see key underscore time, this is a dimension indicating time dimension. And unit, and there is a first dimension, and second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now look at this. There is something in black. What does this mean? These are line item dimensions. So this will be linking to directly to what? SID table. Okay. Now I want you to understand this one. Say dimension key 3. I want to see what is this 2. This is the dimension ID 2, but this dimension ID 2 is what SIDs has resulted this. Now I can jump from this, select this and say what is check table. Now it is jumping to what? BIAC D cube 3. What is this here? Third dimension table, dimension number 3. And for dimension 2, SIDs are this due date so and so, and what is this? Ship dates. Is nothing but SIDs of the ship date characteristic. If I go to ship date characteristic, I can know the date exactly. If I go to the SID table of the ship date, I can know what is the ship date. You could get 2004-0808. I understand from here. Let's catch hold of the fourth dimension, which makes sense. Now the dimension 4, if you go for dimension 2, indicating what? What is customer key is 12,748, geographic key is 270. Now how do I understand what is 12,270? And if I go to SI table of customer key, I understand this here. Let me open this. SC11 / BAT / S Z cust key Z CUST KEY. Okay. Contents. What is the SID here? 12,000. So this is SID for this customer number. 12748. Now if I want to see what is this customer, I'll open up what? Attribute table. Attribute table of customer key, and give this number and see what is this number indicates. There is some customer called Grace and Grace Gill, and he belongs to this country, and this is a number, this yearly monthly income, and this address. So I am able to link up from the, so from fact table to dimension to SID, SID to your mass data office. Atla local, if you, that's how in the fact table it all maintains the numbers in it. And if you look at the dimension, the line item dimensions, what is this? Line item dimension 2, 583. And what was line item dimension 2, if you remember? Do you remember? I hope so. I think says that. Say display dimension 2, right? This is 1 and this is 2. What is product? Okay, so if it is, since it's line item, this will be 583. I can straight away jump and find out from asset. There will be no dimension table. See, that's why there is no check table for it. Nothing. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll have to open. Sorry, my access is reach. I'll open straight away what? SI table of product. S Z prod. What is it? Prod key. Yeah. Prod key. What was it? 583, right? 583. For 583, what is the prod key? 583. And then let me say what? P and find. And this is a product. And the color is yellow, and the measure is LBs, and this is what. And product subcategory is 2. If you want to know what is the subcategory, again I can open the P table of subcategory and find what is the details on it. So did you understand the data, what is loaded, how it is been structured in the backend? This is how you can load your master data or attributes and text or your transaction into the cubes. Fine. So now we can start running some reports on top of this schema. Any doubts? So you understand the schema? Now it has been filled. I can't. This is what max I can give you. Because I did so many. Forget about the navigation. At least concept, but that's all. Navigation you can always get in one night. That's not a big problem. So I'm going to design some query on this. A simple query where we try to analyze some customer or product and then see the data which comes. So for querying, what is it use? See, I might be starting teaching you reporting of 20 days or something, but from now you start getting in. Don't wait for me, okay? The simple, see, you log in, start all the programs and say what is it? Bex and say what? Query designer. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. We'll design simple query, so you can just drag and drop. It's all drag and drop there. It's there, don't worry.